do a recap of last week.
I was totally passing out towards the end, so someone else gonna have to.
I didn't hear the last hour of the session because I think I was just chilling in the lower channel. So
Basically,
But,
yeah. You're like, I'm tired. Let's close this up soon. I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm gonna leave you down here alone for an hour.
yeah, so I was just listening to the music. At one point, I was playing Doom on my fucking monitor,
trying,
just to pass the
trying to stay
time.
awake.
No, what happened last week? Before I went away, we were chilling out in the burgomaster's house, waiting to take the coffin to the church. And Toto is chilling with Ismark and Alina?
Yep.
Arena. And I'm hankering for some meat pie.
Yep, and then three of us went out to scout before dusk, before we had to go to the church. And I think a few of us saw something. Observer saw, I forget exactly what Observer saw. I think Sterling saw something happen at Billdraft's shop rather. And then Vemrak saw some stuff too that I need to tell you guys in game about.
Let me in.
Test.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's a lot better.
We can hear you.
Oh, thank you.
Whee!
Can you hear us?
Yep, I can hear. I'm just seeing if the mic's better.
Alright,
Yeah, it's a lot
so
better.
Observer, why don't you tell us what you saw when you were scouting?
So I was half asleep when that was happening. So, Shatter, what was I seeing?
He followed the nephew of Bildrath sort of to the eastern side of town, and he sort of made his way into a home that was a bit conspicuous just because there were so many people in it, and they were kind of like having a party / having a meeting of some type possibly, and you sort of made your way back to the manor before anybody left that building. But if nothing else, it stood out as it was a large gathering of people, which you've not seen outside of the inn since coming to Barovia, basically. So it's mostly been doom and gloom. You know, people keep to themselves. They're not super outgoing. They are just kind of on their own little route for the day, and they're not looking for conversation. So to see, like, parties is maybe not the best word, but definitely a gathering at night especially, kind of threw you off a bit just in that sense. But you did watch it for a while. You presumably were unseen, considering I think you were a cat, and then made your way back to the manor.
Am I still good?
Yep.
Yes. Yep. And what did you see, Sterling?
I saw what was that? The meat vendor?
Morgan.
I saw her sell a meat pie in exchange for a kid, I think it was.
Yeah, a pretty young child was handed over, presumably, and then placed into the center of the cart. And there was an exchange of a bag for that. So you didn't necessarily see specifically, child for meat pie, but there was an exchange of a kid for something. And then, yeah.
And so what Vemrak saw, so I saw a couple things. Firstly, I went to the church, and I was walking around the perimeter, and what I saw, I heard when I was outside a scream that came from within, and it's in the church, and it sounded like it came from below the church. And then I went into the church. I saw the priest in there, or the father. I saw him like hear the scream and then kind of ignore it. So I went in through the front door, got his attention, and just said, hey, I'm here to see if you need any help. We'll be moving the body shortly. And he said he was all set or whatever. Just before I entered, I heard a second scream just before I entered. And then when I was leaving there, I saw beneath the floorboards of the church something looked like it was looking at me or following me. And the priest, again, made no reaction to either one of the screams. And then I also spoke with Morgan, the meat pie vendor. I saw her exchange the kid, or take the kid. I tried to reason with her, or try to like intimidate her, and she intimidated me back.
Perfect. Anybody else have any questions, comments, want to add to that? That was a very good recap for sure. I think we hit everything major. All right. You guys are free to do as you will. I assume all of you are back in the house and changed into your normal form, whatever that happens to be for Robot Cat. And then there's just kind of a last sort of stressful, like, imagine we're about to leave for a plane, we got to make sure we have everything, kind of demeanor from Ismark, and especially from Arena. She seems a bit more calm. She mentions here and there that she's so happy that you guys are here and able to help, and that she trusts in your plan, and she's kind of like getting her weapons and her armor ready that she has. It's pretty basic in terms of it's higher quality than what you would see throughout Barovia, but nothing over the top in terms of its quality. But she's getting that ready. She's donning some simple kind of leather armor. Ismark is in a little bit heavier stuff, and he's getting ready as well. He's got his father in the center of the sort of the foyer here, and he is sort of boxed up as best as possible with some like linens over the top to make it look as nice as possible. It is sprinkling outside. You can imagine they're going to look quite a bit worse here in the next couple of minutes, but he's doing his best.
Arena also in a disguise kit?
She was in a disguise kit. Thank you. I completely forgot about that. So Arena is in a disguise kit, and she looks quite a bit different than you guys initially met her. So her hair has changed. It looks a bit quickly. It's obviously quickly done, but it is rather passable. There's some like attempt with makeup and attempt with clothing to make her look more common in terms of attire and get up, if you will. And she still is donning armor under what she's wearing, so it is a bit noticeable to the keen eye, but she does look quite a bit different from her usual presentation. She does mention like where you guys want her to be, because I don't know how much she says, like, how good is a disguise kit if we're all still traveling together. They'll probably assume I am who I am if something bad happens, or she just wants to confirm like the plan. And Ismark kind of perks up and thinks about that as well, as he's getting the last of the stuff he can from the house that he would need. And kind of in a somber mood / stressed out mood, he perks up and just says, okay, like, who's going to take lead on this? What is the plan? And what do we do if something goes wrong? And is looking to the group to kind of explain that as best you guys can.
Well, does our plan need to change since we now know that there's something waiting at the church?
So he's not been addressed by the church. He like looks up with that question and quizzically, let's just say he wasn't in the room when you guys were kind of discussing what you'd scouted. So let's just back up and go to that point. So let's just assume you guys have said what you've said. He's a bit concerned. He's actually quite a bit concerned about the gathering with Periwimple. That is the nephew's name. He says he's a very simple man, but in terms of his strength, and he's unsure of what Bildrath is up to. He's also now a bit more concerned with, you guys had mentioned to him before that Bildrath had some work to do, and then kind of played dumb as though he hadn't. He's concerned about that. In terms of the screams in the church, he sort of grimly states that no one really uses the church in the last year or so in terms of the inside. It goes pretty much unoccupied except for Donovich himself, and he has heard and somewhat confirmed rumors that he's possibly holding his son down there. But he admits that his father never really gave him the full story, he believes, and he's not exactly sure why. But he was never led to believe that Donovich is not trustworthy and still has little choice but to have someone of the priesthood who knows Monian Lord's sort of etiquette, if you will, to have his father laid to rest as gracefully and correctly as possible, I should say. And then for Morgan, he kind of reiterates what he had said. His father always seemed a bit off-put by her, but was never willing to maybe push her or question her too much. And so he too kind of senses the issues with, someone of Vimrak's sort of stature being threatened by her, and is sort of confirming that maybe she's not obviously who she seems, but he confirms that he's never seen any kind of baby transactions happen, and is a bit obviously off-put by it and a bit skeptical, but doesn't want to offend you, Vimrak, in that statement. He's obviously overwhelmed right now, so it's a lot of information to come in, especially within the hour before he's supposed to leave to bury his father. So he's looking up now with all this information and saying, like, in terms of the church itself, I think that plan is still solid. He's like, I unfortunately, I have to trust some in this town, even though many have seemed to have gone quiet and possibly betrayed me at this point. But he's like, Donovich of all of them, I have to hold strong on still, or believe in.
Listen, I think the risk, seeing all that we've seen tonight, is grave. And I think if we proceed to the church and you truly want to go through with this ritual, I'm worried that maybe your life might be in danger as well.
He confirms. He says, I haven't doubted that from the beginning, and unfortunately, for my own sake, I feel that it is my duty to continue to try and lead this town as best I can, and if it decides to be detrimental to me, I have to focus on, number one, my father's burial, and then protecting my sister as best I can, as not only is she in the same situation here that is dire as you guys know of now, but she's also, actively being hunted by the devil himself. So I reiterate how much I appreciate and believe that fate has brought us together here, and I just can't thank you enough. But I hear what you're saying, but it just doesn't change the circumstances, because we just simply don't have the time at this point.
Well, I think then, at the very least, as we proceed, we need to be as cautious as possible. Trust no one.
Yes, I reiterate that, and again, I have my thoughts on what to do, but I leave it up to you guys to make the final decision, considering you are quite a bit, you're a lot of experience between all of you, and obviously a lot of muscle as well, and can help if we were to need to move to combat, more so than just my sister and I, and those that have not shown up tonight for who I considered friends.
Sorry, testing one more time.
Yep, you're good.
So, what do you guys think? Do we need to change our plan was to just everybody go to the church, and then we were going to hold down at the church, right?
I mean, we have to do that, right?
I have to get to the church at dusk. Yes. Ismark is just sort of saying, like, literally how you guys want to do that. So do we just go down the main road? Do we want to try and loop around? Do we want to do two groups or just walk in a line through? He's just looking to you guys to basically say, hey, I appreciate and understand that how much you're helping. And so he just wants to know if there's any additional inputs. If not, he just kind of doubles down on, like, yeah, we're just going to, basically march this carriage through town and try and get to the church in one piece and go from there.
Is there less traveled route that we can take to the church that might be a little bit more inconspicuous? Draw less attention if we can?
He goes, well, I initially wondered about going around on the outskirts of town. However, now that I realize that on the east side there's a potential gathering of people that would put us traveling right past them. The only other thing I can think of is just taking us to the west, and just kind of going around town. But unfortunately, that sort of exposes us to the elements and anything else that may be out there. Plus, not being on a reasonable road could cause more issues than we want to deal with horses and the carriage. And the last thing I want is obviously for my father's coffin to come falling off or have issues with that. So it's like the easiest for sure is just straight north to church, but not necessarily the safest.
Well, we're your hired muscle. What would you prefer? What do you think is best?
He just looks up and he says, honestly, I'm in such a scattered brain. I don't know of any other thing except to just sort of head up north and just do our best to maybe send a couple who are the most perceptive up front, or maybe one perceptive in the front, one perceptive in the back, and then just keep them a couple paces ahead and just see if we can spot anything that comes. But who knows what we're really going after. So if I had to make the plan, that's what I would say is whoever feels like they have the best eyes or perception front and back, and then maybe we can do like a whistle or something if we see something and stop the cart and try and hide it, or maybe have a minute or so before we run into something that we don't want to deal with.
Okay, so we can have Royce up front. Royce should be our eyes and ears, and we'll follow behind.
What's your perception, observer? Because I think yours might actually be higher than mine.
Okay.
I have 16.
Yeah, I've got a 16
Six.
too.
I've got a 15.
All right. Do you guys want to do one in the front, one in the back?
So I think I'd like to go in the back because I'm feeling kind of weirded out by this whole meat pie thing, but I still kind of want one. So if you see that lady, maybe distract me or something, because I don't want to eat more kids, but I really want to eat more.
Okay. So who's in the front?
I guess that will be.
Okay. Everyone else here, we'll call the party as the get arena here. Where is Mark's token? He is over here. So I'm not gonna move. Actually, I'm not gonna move all these tokens. I'm just gonna leave you guys all kind of back here in the house per se, and we will just move the party token, which I've made a new one. Let me see. Oh, it's not updating. Cool. Well, there's the exact same party token. You guys have no vision right now, huh?
It took me a restart to get images to show up properly.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
That's all I need to do. Give me 1 second, sorry. Tokens on big maps, I'm always like, how much vision do I give?
I'm editing my image because I realized that Affinity Photo doesn't auto have
Right.
transparent backgrounds.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice. Cool. So, Ismark Arena, they do their best to grab what they believe that they will need. They sort of ask for help, kind of look to you, Vimrak and Toto as well, to kind of lift up the coffin and get it in place, just on the kind of like outside area. It's slightly covered. There's a horse waiting in a carriage that all of you had seen earlier today, and had used to kind of get the coffin itself here. So you guys have no issues getting that up. I assume you both help.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Ismark kind of pulls a cloak or a hood up over his head, gives a smile to each of you, which you've really not seen him do this entire time, and he goes, I really appreciate it, and Morning Lord be with us. And he kind of heads out, Arena next to his side. He's going to be sort of flanking, if you will, the horses and the carriage itself, the cart, I should call it more. And then you've got Observer in the front, and you've got Toto in the back, and you guys sort of make your way through town. It is very quiet, what you're used to at this point, except maybe another level or two of sort of stillness, if you will. The fog is quite thick, but you know, it's unfortunately you're getting used to that at this point. You can still see relatively far. It's not choking the town by any means, and of course there's a slight breakup of this fog and clouds that allows you to kind of get glimpses of the castle that's looming over this town, as you guys all kind of come out from this cover and enter the rain itself as it kind of patters down a bit from the sky. All of you are sort of looking around as best you can, expecting, you know, the worst overall, and you guys start making your way up the street. You know, the carriage itself is making more noise than you would have hoped to. Again, it's relatively quiet, and these roads are not particularly well made. Observer, I'll say that you're you know, a mark or two above, and go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Just real quick, Shannon, what is Ismark's sister's name?
Arena.
How do you spell it? O-R-E-N-A?
Ireena, and if I've been saying it wrong the entire time,
You know,
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah. Yeah, Ireena. Observer perception 13. So you're a pace or two ahead of the cart. Observer, you're kind of rounding the corner now, kind of looking at the inn that you're somewhat familiar with, and sort of passing the mercantile shop that you are somewhat familiar with now. And you're going to notice on top of the sort of the second floor of the mercantile shop, you are going to notice a movement of a sort of a curtain kind of fluttering back and forth, and a candle that seems to be lit almost as you get to this intersection. Strikes you as odd, considering there's very little light overall except coming from the inn itself. No one really wants to draw attention to themselves here at night as being a place that's possibly welcoming or not.
interesting.
If you have no further actions, I'll just move us up one more spot. And it is at this point now, Observer, to your east, you see what looks like it's confusing at first as it sort of startles you, even though you're trying to be as aware as possible as what could be around in every corner and area. But in the distance, we'll say, let me see how far you can see. about twice the distance you can see down here. Can you see my pings through your fog or no?
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see things.
Okay, so just at the edge of the road here, you see a gathering of people with some torches that are being actively lit, and they seem to be walking down the road towards you. You can't hear much at this point, but you start to hear the murmurs of talking, and you notice that the candle light is fully lit, and there's another one lit in the top of this window here as well. And if you had to guess or surmise, you might be thinking that old Bildrath is possibly a lookout. At this point, you can kind of deduct that at this point.
Did you say we have a cart?
The cart is going to be the party token. I'm going to say you're, a couple feet, maybe, or quite a few feet up in front, maybe like 20 feet up ahead. The rest of the party is in the back. So they don't notice the candlelight, or they don't notice the murmurs or the moving of the crowd coming down the road either. Only you see this at this point.
So the area over here, how hilly is that?
It's not too bad overall. The problem is getting there through these buildings. Basically impossible here. We'll have to say you probably have to get to this point, and you could try, but you're not sure what's down there, and I'm not sure if you'd really have taken note of all these little inlays. Overall, you could get through this spot here and probably go unseen and get to here, but you're currently in a situation where the cart's behind you, everyone's behind you kind of looking. They'll notice you sort of take note of something, but nothing's really been communicated here. So I'll say you'd have, a little bit of time. They're not sprinting down the road. They're kind of mustering, if you will. You'd say you don't have much more than maybe a minute and a half, 2 at the most, before someone might see you or get close enough down here. However, I do want you to note you're probably being watched from, this building here, and possibly others as well.
Okay, so I need to make a decision now. We're gonna proceed here.
I want it. You've got a little bit of time, but I do want you to act with a sense of urgency. For Toto in the back, you witnessed none of this. You're just kind of watching the back, looking for Morgan / looking for anything out of the ordinary.
Can we place our tokens where we are? I gotta look.
Yeah. If you guys want, that's fine.
Are we okay? I'll be slightly in front.
Whoa, where'd the party go? There we go. Do Ismark here. Here. Where's Toto's token at?
I don't know.
Let me grab you.
Toto got so high he fucking left the plane of existence.
I'm just sitting on the back of the cart, like, oh. Sorry, also my
All of
migraine med kicked in and made me slightly loopy.
Back like one more.
Feel better.
So just
but...
like
That's
just
good.
like when you ate the pie.
Yeah, it's just like the pie. God, I wish I had. I want some Ethiopian food, is what I really want.
Oh god.
Hey, don't knock it till you had it.
So, can I see the person in there?
No. You've just perceptive of your being, and based on that roll, you noticed the sort of growing of the light, and now you notice a light sort of in the north and west window, if you will, because it's just so dark overall. Like any kind of light would stand out enough, and someone's been moving in there because you're seeing the movement of the cloth now with the candle or some kind of lamp behind it.
I can't see the person inside.
No.
Okay, so my options here are probably to stop the party and try to take a different route, because it sounds like no matter what, we're going to be seeing as we go forward. Because
Up to you, my friend. You are in the front.
The guy in our party isn't camouflaged, right? Or he's not costumed up.
Which guy?
That guy.
No, he is in no way trying to be disguised. Arena looks different for sure, but
Okay. I'm gonna go back to the party. And talk to Toto here. And tell him that there's people watching looking out, likely for us.
Ismark kind of perks up and he's like, fuck. How many? Did you get a look?
It looked like a mob. I can't see too well in the dark, but it looked like quite a few people coming from the east side.
Oh, God, he's trying to stay calm, but he's kind of slipping a bit into just, pure concern and just kind of frantically trying to think of what to do, being stuck here between all these buildings. He's like, okay, what do you...
Hey,
What do we...
Ismark, would anybody want you to fail to bring your father's body to rest?
Yeah, so he mentioned before that with the lottery system, there's been a lot of, when his father was in power, there was loyalty to him and to the city and to the town overall. But since the death, and now that it's had some time to probably get out, he mentioned that the lottery alone, or the existence of his sister here, or any number of other things, people just aren't happy with who's in charge. But a lottery specifically would be his number one fear of, laying his father to rest. Everyone knows the importance of it and how it's done. So it would be relatively predictable in terms of, like, if you wanted to fuck with that, how to do it. But that he had mentioned that before. That was one of his main concerns.
So, like, this is a really on the spot question, but do you want to be the burgomaster here?
I don't feel as though I have a choice. Again, when he was in the house, Vimrak had mentioned, like, there's a bunch of possibilities here, like your life can be in danger. His reiteration was, there's just two main goals are to put his father to rest, because he knows what happens when you don't put a body to rest. Much worse things can happen if, Strahd gets a hold of it, or just this world in general. Like, it needs to happen, and his sister wants nothing more than that as well. Part two is getting his sister to some form of safety, because again, she's been attacked multiple times in the last week, specifically with the scratch marks on the house, the burn marks. It seems as though someone, and specifically Strahd, is after her for some reason as well. So he knows that his life is on the line, and doesn't necessarily, he's not like stoked to be in charge of a town that potentially hates him, but at the same time, those are his two main goals. He's stated that before, so we don't have to have that conversation here.
Just real quick, Bemrek's gonna run up to the corner of Bill Drafts and just see. Okay. I just want to see if I can assess how many people are in the mob.
Yeah, you take a peek. We'll say they're about at this distance here. They've got maybe 5 or 6 torches going. Roll me a perception check. They're past your 60 feet. So you can't perceive much, but just from the sounds and from the sort of clanging together of stuff, you'd assume that there's at least 7, but your estimate, considering your predicament, is a bit hit or miss for the long range stuff.
Okay. I'm just gonna turn back and say, I'm gonna take out my great axe and just say, if you want your father buried in the right way, if you want him laid to rest, we'll shed some blood on the streets tonight for him.
He looks up and he's like inspired by this, and he's like, I don't want blood spilled, because I'll have to deal with it, but I cannot allow my father's body or desecration to happen to him. It cannot happen. I won't live with myself, and God knows what horrible things will come of it. He looks and he goes, I will fight with you as well. If you think it's best we just do this here. I mean, there's a chance that we can talk to them, see what they're after, but I don't know if they'll be quelled by words alone. If they've risen up at night to do this, was my biggest fear, and I wasn't sure if it would actually happen or not. So it's up to you guys.
Maybe we can split the party here. We can have Vemrak and myself try to dissuade the group while you guys go and get to the church and barricade up.
As Mark looks up, Irina looks up as well, and she's like, I prefer to fight if my brother is going to stay and fight. I don't want to leave him. I don't want to leave my father. And she's just like torn and just kind of trying to think of the best situation.
You guys want to fix this head on?
We can try to talk to them, but we need to be prepared for bloodshed on the streets.
I think Toto's just mostly uneasy with everything. I think this is kind of testing his moral rectitude, if you will. He's just like, why would people stop a burial? And so he's just kind of looking to everybody else to some degree, because this whole situation just seems to be, along with the stonedness that he's in, just kind of weird for him.
Let's ask him.
Okay. Ask who?
Mob.
The mob? Okay. Alright, who is going to take lead on this? They presumably have not seen you. So you guys tell me what you want to do in terms of just let them walk up. At the corner here, do you want to try and move the cart somewhere or just pull it up as well? You guys tell me. I'm going to give you about a minute at this point to act in in-game time. You guys set up as whatever you think is best.
Femrek can try to intimidate the mob.
Okay.
Try to turn some of them away. If you guys want to try that, or we can just wait for them to come.
And do you want to try talking to him before intimidating him, or do you just want to go straight to the violence?
Yep.
I'm gonna stealth and get up on this roof right here.
Okay. That is fine. Go ahead and move up there. You have easy access to this roof as well. And with an acrobatics check, I'll say you can get to this roof as well, just so you know once you're up there, Royce. I'm going to say you have no issues getting up to the second floor there with your skills. That's totally fine.
Okay.
I mean, I could try and persuade him as a man of, kind of a man of the cloth, and see if they'll let us go after I talk to him. And then I guess if you want to scare the crap out of him or hit him, you can do it then.
Either way, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, let's talk to him.
Okay. So you guys all going to move up and hold this sort of fork, or are you going to stay back?
I mean, I'll walk up. Like, I'll just walk up, and if the crowd comes at us, I'll try to talk to him.
Okay. So you guys are fine with Toto in the front?
I'll do that acrobatics check to try to move up to there.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, you have no issues. You can be anywhere on this roof that you want. And presumably reasonably well hidden, all things considered. Just, there you go. Cool. So your breath steams in the chill, and as you march deeper into the village, you hear it. The tangled shouts of the malcontent and the bitter, the downtrodden who have risen up as one voice to declare that change will be brought through red hands. Down the street, the peasants marched towards you, brandishing whatever weapons they could find, shovels, pitchforks, and of course torches. Their now shouts rend the night. Their light speaks to a great and terrible rage that can only be forged from years of resentment. Through the mist they march, galvanized by ring leaders' shouts. The shout or he shouts, and he will answer for his crimes. We will rip him away from his family as he did ours, and we will send his corpse to Castle Ravenloft. The mob shouts their approval, and only now, when the mist finally clears, do you see them fully. 15 would-be soldiers worked up into a frenzy. At their helm is a scarred man whose right hand holds 2 leashes to the slavering hounds at his side. His eyes narrow. Ah, Ismark the Lesser. And so the night comes. We have come to collect, to avenge those sent in your father's stead. Ismark now steps forward, grabs his sword, and says, "Ah, of course, Ivan, you bastard. Stand aside. This has nothing to do with you. Let me lay my father to rest." Ivan, who you now know, steps forward again. The dogs are barking and ravaging towards you. I'll move Ismark like right here, but you and Ismark can kind of be on the same level there, Toto. Ivan shouts back. He said, "I stood aside when your father sent my boy to Castle Ravenloft. No more. He needs to pay for the crimes he's committed in life." Ismark yells back, "My father did what he had to do, what the devil bid. He never once excluded his own name from the lottery, and you know it." Ivan offers a sharp smile through the mist. You can see the crowd is sort of listening now intently, but they're still obviously riled up. And he says, sort of snarkily, he's like, "But did he exclude your name? Did he exclude your sister's name?" Ismark glares and draws his blade. "You will not take him. Call off your dogs. I'll give anybody right now a chance to act before this escalates, because you guys are all sort of witnessing this. In the mob, you also do recognize Periwinkle now. He's sort of in the back sort of side of it, if you will. He's not Go ahead.
I want to try to make a persuasion check, I guess. I don't know so I'm not ad-libbing right, but like basically I want to try and convince Ivan that, you know, him doing this horrible thing and breaking the cycle of the ritual that should happen is just feeding the fear that the devil wants to instill in them. And I'll roll a persuasion check. Basically just trying to convince him that like this isn't helping anyone. Like this is just feeding the devil's agenda.
Okay. So you yell that out. Ivan sort of now perks over and takes notice of you. He kind of glares at you, glances, kind of sizes you up a bit, and he goes, "I know not who you are, stranger, but you have no idea what it is to live under such a tyrant. And when a tyrant sends your son to another tyrant, I suggest you and your band of whoever the fuck you are just head out of here and let Barovians deal with Barovian matters. You know, it's not going to make anything worse. Worse than what? Sending this corpse to Castle Ravenloft may be what Strahd wants." And even the name of it, you see some kind of flinch. But you know, this Ivan guy is so just irate right now. He doesn't even care to say the name out loud. He looks at you for a response, and if you want to try something else, persuasion-wise, you can. I don't want you to think the first one didn't do anything, but it definitely didn't persuade him fully.
I mean, my response would, you know, like, just basically, I'm not trying to be threatening, but I'm not backing down either, so I don't know if you want me to do, like, a chained skill check or something, but basically, like
it comes down to more of what you're are you trying to project reason or well, like...
I'm trying to, like, I'll say, like, you're not the only one who's lost someone in their life. Like, I've lost people. I'm trapped here just the same as you, and I want a way out. But, you know, fucking over the people closest to us in your city, in your town, isn't going to be the answer if this devil is as bad as you say he is.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Don't you have the cloak as well?
I think I already used that today.
Is it once per day?
It's once per day.
Okay. Ivan kind of ponders this thought. He kind of lets a bit of the leash loose on the dogs a bit. They kind of shoot forward. He seems like it may be sinking in, and then a couple voices from behind sort of call out. And he says like, that doesn't include my son. It doesn't include my daughter. It doesn't include my wife, you son of a bitch. And you just hear this kind of like riling up again. And like Ivan kind of holds up the hand that's not holding the leashes and is like, well, I guess the town has talked and they've made their decision. It may be me in front, but nobody behind me is without pain as well. And while I know nothing about you, newcomer, and have no ill will towards you, I also have no problem sending these dogs or the angry bastards behind me to take what they feel and what I feel is rightfully ours, and it's that fucking corpse. And he kind of points towards, and I'll give maybe one more action to somebody if they want. And Royce, you got a clear view of all this. You count 11 people or 15 people total, and there's definitely some less scary than Ivan sort of people in the back for sure, but Periwimple's sort of riled up as well in this.
I've got my bow out and an arrow notch just waiting.
Okay, no problem. Ismark kind of looks up and he doesn't really seem like he's in the talking mood if you look over at him. So I'll give anybody, like I said, probably one more action at this point. And then we'll go from there.
Alright, so...
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna nudge Vemrak to be like, hey, why don't you instill the fear of death in them?
So Vemrak is gonna step up in front of Frodo.
Okay.
And he's gonna look at Ismark in the crowd and just stand as tall as a 7-foot figure can.
Okay.
He's gonna remove the bearskin kind of helm that he has crudely fashioned to reveal his lack of eyes.
Okay.
And he's gonna raise the great axe that he has like over his head, and he's gonna start talking in Orc.
Okay.
Not common. And just try to look as menacing as he can.
Okay.
And then he's gonna.
What are you gonna yell in either Orc or Common? Doesn't matter.
So he's gonna yell. He's gonna yell some nonsense in Orc, and then in Common he's gonna say, "If you're," he's gonna in Common he's gonna say, "There's no need for bloodshed, but if you seek it, I will provide it." And then he's gonna let out the most menacing roar he can, and just as he's towering over Ivan and right in his face.
Roll intimidation.
Is there any chance I could be with advantage?
Sure.
Wait, I just had to
No, I
ask for it?
Hey, if he's gonna pull off his mask and like show off the eyes, he didn't ask for it.
Oh, that's right.
I'll give the
forgot about
advantage
the
for that.
eyes.
That's a
forgot
little
about the
inspiration. Yeah, that's an inspiration token there for sure. Your voice echoes through down this corridor. Ivan seems almost unmoved. The dogs are even more ravaging. Like just they're probably seconds away from being unleashed towards you. If anything, Ivan's demeanor is more set as he's like grabbing for, a very simple weapon from his side, almost as if he's excited for a true opponent, or a true sort of a goal, if you will, that he hasn't been tasked with in who knows how long. However, the pitchfork, broomstick wielding, fucked up rusty sword types in the back, they're not so set on on pushing through now towards the cart when there's this truly horrifying realization in front of them now. No offense to you. So I'm gonna say that 5 of the mob behind sort of drop and sort of just quietly as possible just scurry away out from behind. Royce, you can see all this. If you want to make any action on it, you can. Ivan is going to turn around and say, something along the lines of like, whatever's right can't be done by the weak anyway.
Vemrak swings his axe right at Ivan's head.
So you guys, I didn't want you to guys be that close at any point in time during this, just so you know. So you guys aren't within melee at all. There's still a distance between the two for sure. I'm gonna say probably like 30 to 40 feet overall. Just because the mob didn't get right up to you and then you guys have a good conversation. It was more of like they came into contact and then there was a discussion to be had. So you can close that gap in a turn. Royce,
I'd put Hunter's Mark on him and just let an arrow fly.
okay, let's roll initiative to see this. Let me open up the combat. Not started. Do I do this again? It's like my first time playing every time.
Just grab all the tokens and hit the little
That's right.
thingamajobber. It's a real technical term, thingamajobber.
I like that. What is it? Like add to combat? Cool.
Yeah. Oh, where's mine?
Arena. Oh, I'm so sorry. Wait, hold on. I'm an asshole. Remember your rolls?
We gotta go to a different map.
Yeah.
Should I roll now or just wait?
Nah, just wait. I hate this map and I apologize for it now, but I just was so over trying to adjust the grid size for it. So it's a little whack. It's actually a lot whack. So we'll just pretend like the buildings don't exist and this is just an open area. And then, yeah, we've just got some separation here. So it was Vimrak in the front, Ismark kind of here, Toto here, Royce, we can say you're on this building here. We'll say in terms of actual distances, yeah, this is just about perfect. I'm happy with this. So don't take anything to account in terms of obstruction that you see on the map. This is more of like, hey, you're in the village road. But in terms of actual combat, there's nothing going on. All right.
So I have a question. You were saying that you would allow an action to happen? Is this attack going to be my turn in this initiative round, or do I get?
I'm gonna do.
I mean, he kind of surprised them. I think it was more of a surprise attack.
Yeah, Royce, you can do one. You're up there. No one's aware of you. That's fine. Roll.
Roll your boats.
Uh,
Wow, that's a lot of 20s.
Did it not
mine was
do it?
13.
Where the hell am I? Am I even in here?
I may not have you.
You have to click your combat state again on your character.
Okay, so I got a
Click combat state.
20 for the attack.
I had a 19.
Give me 1 second as I get
God, Shannon, hurry up.
all these people I know. So bad. Who? Who do I need to adjust?
I'm 13.
I should have a 19.
I don't see me, but I had a 23.
Click on your character, or right click on it, and then click the shield and swords. And then on the roll on the combat tracker,
What'd you have, Observer?
13.
So I had a 23, not a 21.
Okay. Give me 1 second here while I just get ready to. Do you have a lot of experience doing the mob tactics for combat, Grim? You done that at all, or no?
How do you mean?
Like the actual mob rules?
Oh,
Like-
no, I just kind of...
No.
I tend to make large combats up as I go, for whatever
Okay.
feels right.
There's actual rules written for it, and I just didn't know if you'd used it. I was trying to learn it today. It's quite a bit convoluted, but
5th edition actually wrote rules for that?
Yeah.
Is that in the DMG?
Yeah. Should be. This guy that I'm reading rewrote it a little more. They said it's pretty lackluster how it's written, but the concept is solid. Basically, you add in bonuses and then number and then targets AC, and then it kind of gives you a percentage of how many of those people hit, and you just kind of roll damage at that point. Just so you're not rolling something for every single person.
I've run a combat with 24 enemies in it before, so just shut
And
your
just
mouth.
rolled it all.
Just
Yeah,
deal with it, my man.
Well, for me, it's easier too because these
Yeah.
people aren't I don't want to actually roll them as commoners. They don't. Oh, they actually do have pitchforks built in. That's fucking awesome. Never mind. So yeah, maybe I will just roll of them. Does
you
everything
go.
look correct in terms of spot?
Yep.
Placement. All right. Royce, you're up, and then I think Royce, you're up. That worked out well for you.
Yeah, so the first attack was a 20.
A 20 on which I'm guessing Ivan.
Yeah, whatever the main one with the
Okay.
dogs.
That hits.
Alright. And then what is it for Hunter? I need to look at this. Hang on, sorry.
I actually forget.
It's
You
like
guys
a
can't see in the encounter tracker. You can't see targets' hit points, right?
No.
Correct.
Okay.
1d6.
Damn.
So 15.
Okay.
Damage. And then I'll just follow it up with another attack.
Go ahead. All these tokens are not really accurate in terms of what they are, so I'm going to keep track of damage separate. How much damage total? You said 15?
15 for the first one.
Okay.
And then what is... I gotta look at my other one too, sorry. Colossus Slayer is 1d8, so a d6 and a d8. So 13 for the second one.
Okay. Jesus Christ. So 2 arrows fly out and pierce into Ivan before he can barely even let go of the mastiffs that he's been holding on to. A guttural yell that he was in the middle of saying, as he was kind of saying bring it on. Just blood kind of spurts out. He's still standing. He's fully pulling his sword out now, but he's fucked up before he can even attempt to attack the orc that he was presumably excited to fight in hand-to-hand combat. So yeah, Royce did some work from up there. Anything else?
Boy, Royce.
That'll be it.
All right. The Mastiff is going to run up to you.
It's gonna take the circle of spores.
Okay. Remind me what fun bullshit that is. What is it?
Saving throw DC 14.
DC 14. Man, I really wish I had a bigger screen. This is brutal. Checks Constitution normal. Fuck off. Nothing happens, right?
Yeah, nothing happens.
Okay. He is going to be attacking you.
Who?
Attack. Vimrak.
Okay.
10 is gonna miss. And then Vimrak, you are up.
Okay. How do I see how do I see my walking speed or running speed or whatever?
You'll be on
look
your
at
main
character.
page movement.
Someone said it again.
Double click on your character and you'll see under movement.
Kind of top
Probably
right
30
area.
feet.
Is that under attributes?
No.
It's
Oh, right.
No, top right.
it's right by
Okay.
AC.
Alright, cool. So, firstly, as a bonus action, I would like to rage.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm gonna go up to Ivan.
Okay.
And
You're gonna take an ass attack from.
Yeah, I am getting a drink real quick. So if you do move within that dog's range and out of it, you'll take a free attack.
Yep, that's fine.
Alright, I'm heading back. Give me 1 second. My wife is already asleep. Never would have thought that.
Damn, free night.
Get a fucking free night, dude. Alright, we're stopping this. Let's play some video games. Alright, we'll do the attack again. That's not
Miss.
gonna hit. Alright, go ahead.
Cool, I'm gonna take an attack with my Great Axe.
A 10 is gonna miss.
Alright, that's my turn.
Ivan looks up at you though as he's kind of hunched over a bit. The arrow's kind of sticking out of his body. He goes, it looks like I will get a chance. And he can't even finish his sentence. He's just like spitting blood. Periwinkle is up. He is going to move up and he is going to kind of almost cry out in like an extremely overly confident way. Like, I don't want to do this, but Uncle says you're evil and I have to. And he is going to, let me see here. He has a spear in his hand, and he is going to attack with it.
Yep, 18 hits.
18 hits. Going to deal damage.
So that's piercing damage is halved. So do I take 7 or 8?
Okay. Round, I forget. Let's round up. Make it more interesting.
Okay.
He has
Turn
multi-attack.
person.
So he is going
What?
to do that. I will, maybe. He has multi-attack, though.
I just want to see his health bar, not the enemy's.
9. I'm guessing that will miss. And fuck, I forget how to do this easily. Token. Resources. Always. And boom. Did that work?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Let me do it to yours as well.
Being the party's main healer, it's important for me to know where people are at.
Resources. Always. Boom. And get Toto real quick.
There we go.
Boom. Alright. He's like, I'm sorry, but you have to leave. Almost like talking to a child yelling at you. This commoner here is going to run up and he is going to swing at you with a pitchfork. A 19.
Yep, that hits.
And damage is piercing 4.
So I
So
take
2. Okay. He is done. He goes, I don't want any more people in this town, especially outsiders, to think they can sway our business. This one's going to run up to here. He is going to be done. This one's going to run up here. He'll be done. Toto, go ahead.
So sorry, I can't see their name. So, Ivan is... How is Ivan looking? And how is Periwinkle? Periwinkle?
Periwinkle is totally fine. Ivan is not looking. He keeps coughing up blood every time he speaks. He can't finish sentences.
Okay. I am going to... Guiding Bolt on Periwinkle.
Okay.
So, where's my die roll? Where'd that go? Oh, I haven't done it yet. That's why.
He's 4d6.
So does a 16 hit?
Let me see. Yes, it does.
So that will be 13 radiant damage to Periwinkle.
Okay.
And the next attack roll made against that target before the end of my next turn has advantage, as it is covered in mystical light. So that's an action. That's a one-action spell, right? Yeah. I don't have any bonus action ones. What is this? Come here. Range, 60 feet. And no, I'm not going to do that. Because that seems like a bad idea. Okay, and then I will move up here. And that will be my turn.
Okay. Sorry, I'm writing something down real quick. Alright. This commoner is up. He is going to move here, and he is going to... Oh, man. I need to buy... I'm gonna fucking buy like a 30-inch screen. He is going to attack you, Vimrak, with a pitchfork again. A different one, pitchfork. I'm guessing a 10 misses. Alright, that'll be his turn. This guy is going to run up. He is going to run up as far as he can. And then Ivan is now going to swing out. He finally has his rapier in hand. He's going to swing at you. Oh, it was so close to the 20. He does it with almost no actual force. You can tell he's incredibly weak. He kind of looks at you, just the excitement of battle out of his eyes, and just the last like 20 seconds of what's happened, and or in the last just seconds of what's happened, and he's like, I just, my son, and he kind of like almost falls down, but kind of catches himself there a bit before he does. Observer, go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Symbiotic Entity, and then I will also use my bonus action for Shalala.
Okay.
Just cast it on my weapon.
Okay.
That'll be the end of my turn.
Okay.
And enter.
I got it for you, I think.
Damn it.
He is going to move there, and yep, that'll be... Actually, he's gonna move here and attack you, Toto. You got a pitchfork.
He's gonna take Symbiotic or Halo Spores.
Okay, Constitution.
Oh
12.
shit! And I get to do double damage. So
Oh,
let's
gross.
just roll this. Only 2 necrotic.
2 necrotic?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. That would have been fucking annoying. So at you, Toto, he's swinging a...
Nope.
No, he's swinging a nope.
He's swinging a nope. That's what he's swinging.
He kind of just yells. He's like, "Get out of here, outsiders! Ismark is who we want." This dog is going to move up and symbiotic spores.
Nope. Only once a turn because it's reaction.
Oh hell yeah, Toto coming at you. A bite.
Nope.
Fuck.
keep these rolls coming, chat.
Right, I know. It's these damn peasants. This one is going to move here and attack you with a club. Vimrak.
15 is my AC. Or sorry, no, it misses. 16 is my AC.
Damn it. Club comes out. This one is actually going to come up and swing out at you. I'm going to say that it that it hits, but just kind of bounces off of your body. Like this thing had no real chance of doing any damage. I'll say that this person is just going to kind of look up and then spend the rest of their action running away. You can do an attack of opportunity if you'd like, but they don't seem like they're okay with what's going on now anymore.
Oh, I'm definitely taking an attack of opportunity.
Okay, go ahead.
God damn it, dude.
2, so close. It won't hit, so they are going to run back quite a bit, and I'm gonna mark this one so I don't forget with the wings, the little bitch wings. All right, Arena is up. Did I not put Ismark in here? Damn it.
Ismark's by me. He's just north of Toto, like northwest
No, I know,
of
but
Toto.
in
the turn
in
tracker.
the combat.
Oops.
Yeah, I don't think you. Oh, you did put.
I rolled 3 anyway.
Oh, perfect. Cool.
Right.
Arena is going to step up, and she is going to swing at the dog. A 16 will hit, and she is going to do
Minimum
2
damage.
damage. Yay.
1.
Ugh.
2. And then that is her turn. She yells over to her brother and just says, if we get into combat, we need to make sure we watch the cart. There could be more of them. And then this commoner is going to run up and basically fully surround you. Thank God. Thank good for you. There's no whatchamacallit, flanking.
Flanking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Why isn't there flanking?
Because
I don't know.
Shatner said so.
5E, D5E.
5e just doesn't do it.
It's an optional rule.
Yeah.
You can just implement it.
I think I'll do it whenever I
just done
really want to. You know? Alright, Ismark is up. He is going to step here, and he is going to He's gonna step up, longsword one hand, at the dog. Son of a bitch. He has multi-attack, so he's going to do that again. I'm gonna target the dog and see if I can get that cool animation going.
I'm not seeing any animations or
I
anything.
don't know
Not
if I
even
have
dice
them
right
on
now.
again. Oh, really? You guys all
Yeah.
seen? You guys seen dice or no?
I'm seeing dice, yeah.
Yeah, I see dice.
Or at least
he's
I
gonna
see it
swing
on
out.
one of my windows. I don't know if both.
He's going to swing out with the second attack, and he's going to kill this dog. I'm just going to erase the dog so we don't get confused. No, I'll do the kill. I like that. Then he's going to step forward on top of the dog and just kind of look at these two. He knows one of them by name and kind of calls out, and he just says, like, he looks over to the one to his east, and he's like, John, how could you? I'll give you this one chance to leave. I don't want to do this. And it looks as though John might actually start to run on his turn. Back at the turn order, Royce, you're up.
I'm gonna switch Hunter's Mark to Periwinkle.
Okay.
You
And
also
then-
have advantage on your first attack against him.
Cool.
Don't you also get sneak attack too? Because I'm now engaged with him.
Well, advantage would give the sneak attack.
I don't think that I have sneak. Do I have sneak attack? I don't know.
Are you a rogue or a ranger?
I'm a ranger.
No. so you just have advantage.
Okay. Nat 20.
Oh, gross. Okay, that hits. How much damage? Please, dear God. 12 piercing. Okay.
Plus another total. So 24 damage.
God damn it. Okay. 24 damage. Fun. Right. Minus 24. Anything else?
I'll just kind of call out from the rooftop to all of them, just kind of mimic what Ismark said. To, lay down your arms. We don't want to kill you.
Okay. It does seem to affect a couple others. On their turn, some of you kind of notice as you're sort of watching this crowd that others might start to run. It's one thing to deal with a screaming massive orc. It's another thing to also deal with that plus arrows coming from fucking nowhere. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right, that mastiff is dead. How do I? Why is that not a default? Why would you not default to skipping defeated?
Oh, because he's on top of him.
All right, Vimrak, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna reckless attack
Okay.
Ivan.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna reckless attack Periwinkle or Periwimple.
Okay.
How do I attack with advantage? Oh, here we go.
Um,
19.
a 19 hits. Let me see. He is going to parry it as a reaction.
So
Take damage.
he doesn't take it.
He adds 3 and does not take damage.
Okay. All right, then that'll end my turn.
Okay. He is up, and he is going to attack you with a spear.
He
17.
He gets advantage on his attacks.
Oh, that's right. Does 17 hit though or no?
Yep.
All right.
In case you want to roll for a critical, though, see if you get a 20.
You right. You right. Remember my first time running a game. All right. Damage. 8.
Reduced to 4.
Okay. He's gonna look at you like with sad eyes and be like, I don't want to kill you. I just want you to stop. Just go. Just let us take the body. And he kind of looks at you for a response.
And I'll just, again, I have the bear head peeled back and just the empty sockets, and I'll just scream at him
Okay.
as loud as I can in a fitful rage.
You sort of legit frighten him as that happens, but he still swings out. With his second attack. One of them is a crit, and then 18.
Good thing you're taking half.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, what's 22 minus 9?
Don't ask me for basic math.
That'd be 13, but he got 18. Minus 9 would be 9. What are you doing 22 minus 9 for?
Oh, shit. Wait. What was my HP before? 22.
I
You
don't
can
know.
just do like -9. You don't have to do any math or anything.
How do you do minus 9?
Just type in minus.
Yeah, you right-click your character and then type in -9 underneath their health. I think that works, right?
Yep, I ain't doing any of this fucking math. Ever. He's like, please, just leave! Leave! He's like holding the spear and he's kind of just yelling that. This commoner is going to swing at you with a pitchfork. Ah, fuck, I forgot advantage again. Is everything advantage right now?
Yeah.
Damn.
That
He did a reckless attack.
Okay, both miss. He is. While you're bloodied, he is no longer interested in continuing this fight. It doesn't look great. He keeps looking at the rooftops as he was like loosely like swinging the pitchfork. Assuming that another arrow is just kind of coming at him, but he wanted to do this presumably before he left. So if you want to take an attack opportunity, he's going to try and flee as well.
I gotta hit something, dude. Okay, I need to hit something here.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Nat
There you
20.
go.
Let's go.
Oh Jesus! Doesn't even matter what it is. Yeah, you can describe your kill as he runs away from you.
I'm just like frustrated at missing like my first 2 targets and taking out all of my frustration on this poor little commoner.
We're going there.
Like as he turns to run,
Uh-huh.
like I lift my great axe 2 hands like over my head, and I take a giant swing, and it just like gets stuck in the middle of his back, and like I have to like kick the body to like pry it out of him.
Like get it out.
It gets stuck in like his spinal cord. Yeah.
So while that was badass, it did upset Periwinkle here. He's like, no, stop it, and he's like yelling out. But this guy he's very dead. This one is going to run up to Arena, and he is going to attack with a pitchfork. 13 will miss, and then this one is going to run up to Arena as well with a club attack, and 18 hits for 1 damage. Let's go. -1. She cries out a bit as she finally takes damage. It's been a while since she's been in a fight, and so she calls out her brother. Ismar kind of mentions like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "I'm fine. Toto, you're up.
Okay, so the guy in front of me has not been hurt at all, right?
Guy in front of you is fucked up.
Oh, is he getting ready to run?
He got hit. No.
Wait, that guy's running, right?
Yeah.
That guy is about to run.
Okay,
the
so
guy in front of you took spore damage. I think it was like 2.
Oh yeah, 2 necrotic.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's bloodied though. Just Joe.
Okay, I am going to where the hell? There it is. Well, I'm gonna hit the dog with an attack. Does a 15 hit?
Yes.
I don't have the other thing yet, so that's 5 bludgeoning damage to the dog.
Okay. Sorry, I was AFK. I'm coming back right now. Let me see. The dog just below you. I can just grab your kill if you'd like.
Oh. I kind of sadly just hit it in the head, and it puts it down, and I don't look happy about it, but it's done.
It was a gnarling, pretty angry dog for sure. So
Yeah. I didn't think it was going to die from a 5-hit point hit. That's fine.
It had damage as well.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, the dog's
Yeah.
down. I'm going to step here. Actually, I'll step here because we're not doing flanking. So I'm
Okay.
here to I'm stepping up by Arena.
Okay. Anything else?
I don't think I have any bonus actions. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. That's a... This does that. Ugh. Damn it. That's not a great spell. Okay, no, I'm not going to spend that. That's it.
Okay. This commoner is up. You've got a pitchfork coming at you, Vimrak, with advantage. Oh, wait, is that a
Double twos.
2-2? Oh, it gave me a 2? Fucking hell.
Deuces.
Deuces, motherfucker.
Alright. That is his turn. This one is running. Free attack from Ismark. Actually, no, he told John to run, so he's actually not going to attack. John there, he's going to run. And then Ivan is up. I can't believe he is still up. God, I'm sorry. 11. Normal. Alright.
Yep, that hits.
20 hits. Damage normal. Wow. 1 piercing. Feels so bad.
I'll just kind of laugh at him.
It does sort of inspire him to sit up a bit straighter, but he's clearly feeling those 2 arrows as that pain is just sort of just sinking in now fully. Observer, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna cast blindness on Periwinkle.
Okay.
Go ahead and do DC 14 save.
What type of
It's Constitution.
effect is it?
Oh, it's
blinding, right?
Yeah, it's blinding.
Blind, or you can blind or deafen a foe. Okay, let me see if he has anything against that. He does not. So it's a 14. There you go. I'll do Constitution all day. Let's go.
Woohoo!
Fuck!
Alright, he's blinded. I'm gonna shout at him
Okay.
and tell him, unless you stop fighting, you'll never see again.
If only
I
there
guess
was a
I'll roll
demoralize
deception.
action in combat.
I don't know why it
Critical.
rolled. Why did it roll both? Yeah, he just crit on his intelligence check. He's like,
Intelligence checks.
well, I mean, like, I was doing it to see, like, he's pretty dumb. Like,
Yeah.
he has an intelligence of 6. So he's gonna yell back. He's like, I don't believe you. Oh, Uncle will help me. Uncle! He starts just like yelling Uncle. And don't forget, Uncle is he's in the building that you're on top of, Royce, potentially. So, anything else, Observer?
I'll go ahead and move up there and end my turn.
Okay. This commoner is going to swing at Ismark.
He's gonna take
Spores?
spores damage. Yeah, spores.
Okay.
DC 14 Constitution.
14.
Woohoo! Damage normal. 2 necrotic.
He's dead. God fucking damn it. Dies to that shit. Alright.
It's first.
Fuck. You guys are no fun. This commoner is leaving. I'm gonna let them flee. Arena is up. She is going to swing at the commoner directly across from her. That will hit damage. Wow. She's gonna swing out and actually kill the commoner in front of her. And she's just kind of gonna cry out like, I didn't want any of this. I just want to bury my father. As she's like crying out. And then this pitchfork wielding man is going to swing at you, Vimrak. Advantage still, right?
Yep.
23, I'm guessing hits. For for 1 damage. Dope. Ismark is up. He's going to call out to you, Vimrak, and be like, Vimrak, you want me to help you or finish the one? He's like, yeah, you probably need the help. He like runs over to you, just kind of goes like back to back with you, and then he's like, who do you think I should attack?
The big fuck.
He's like, all right. He looks over. He's like, Perry Wimple, you should think about your actions more. Your uncle's deceiving you. He swings out, blinded. Is there a negative to being blinded? Like you can't still like
I
normally
think
see anything?
all attacks are at disadvantage, I think. That's the one that I can think of off the top of my head.
D&D.
Compendium.
Preference. Conditions. Blinded. You can't see. You have disadvantage on attack rolls. Attack rolls
Okay.
against you have advantage.
Probably.
And you automatically fail any ability check requires sight.
So no percepting.
All right. So neither of those are gonna hit, unfortunately, for you guys. But Royce,
Does
you're
he
up.
have two attacks?
Yeah, he had 15 and a 9.
But he has
Yeah, but
advantage.
he gets
just
advantage.
roll advantage on both.
Oh, and 2 attacks. Now I see what
Yeah.
you're saying. Thank you. Thank you. Attack advantage. Oh, there it is. And then damage crit. 14. All right. Race, you're up.
Holy crap.
How is Periwimple looking?
He's looking all right still. He's just an odd, very odd humanoid thing. He's a beast of a creature, if you will.
Does he look like he's even taken any hurt?
He's definitely hurting, but he's more freaking out of anything right now, as he's just taken a lot of damage and had no idea where the fuck it came from. So he's
Alright,
kind of
I'm
like
just
he's holding his
gonna-
sword out, kind of grabbing his eyes, trying to rub him and stuff.
I'm gonna say I put some decent
Follow it
damage
up
on
with
that
another
guy.
one.
Okay.
Is this at advantage or no?
Yes. All attacks have advantage against him right now.
How long does that blinded last?
1 minute, but every single turn, at the end of his turn, he can roll a Constitution save to try to break out of it.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So 11 damage.
11 total. Okay.
Yep.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. That thing is dead. Vimrak is up.
All right, I'm going. No reckless attacks this time.
Okay.
I'm just going. I do have advantage against.
That parry
I
came in
remember.
handy.
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
You might want to take out the other dude.
Who are you swinging at?
I'm going against Periwimple because I have advantage on attacks against.
Okay.
That'll hit, you dick.
Yeah, dick. Yep. 21 hits. Uh, 13 damage.
Yep.
All right. Anything else?
How's he look?
He's feeling it now.
Did we say that using a potion is an action or a bonus action in this campaign?
I want to default to action
Okay, then
for
that is-
now.
that's
but-
the next turn.
Okay.
No
I will look
critical
into
role
that.
rules for you.
Is that critical role as bonus action?
The crit roll take on it is bonus action.
Bonus action. Yeah, I think
Powerful.
I don't mind it. It is powerful. It would just probably make me roll a hell of a lot less stuff in Foundry. All right, Periwimple's up. He is going to scream out and call out. He's yelling for his uncle, and he is going to try and run away, as he can see nothing. He's going to just kind of stumble in this direction. Ismark is going to get a free attack, and Vimrak's going to get a free attack as well. Okay.
Advantage.
Double advantage. Ismark is gonna miss. What do you got, Vimrak? Fuck. Damage.
Just an 8.
8. He is gonna run, he is going to stumble and he's going to fall and he's going to throw his weapon and just start to cry. He's going to just cry, be like, I don't, please, please, just having like a complete mental breakdown, like sounds like a bumbling child, basically.
You could do the DC 14 save. Try to get his sight
Okay.
back.
Thank you. And you said it was a Constitution?
Yeah. Ha.
All right.
That's
This
2
commoner
turns.
is up. This commoner is going to run up to you and is going to pitchfork you, Vimrek. That is going to miss. Fuck my life. This commoner is dead. This commoner is going to swing at Arena with a club. And that is going to miss as well. Toto, you're up.
I'm going to go at the commoner right in front of me.
Okay.
As soon as I can figure out how to roll things. 14 hit.
I believe so. Your dice is on top of it. It's funny. Well, what the hell? I picked it up and threw it. Yes, a 14 hits. Oh no, now it's stuck on my screen. How do I get rid of this?
6 bludgeoning damage.
Please get to see dice.
Thank you. 6 bludgeoning. He is dead.
No. I'm, again, not happy about this.
Do you want to try? I don't know how, like...
I mean, if I can do non-lethal
Non-fatal.
damage, like...
Yeah.
I just want
I
to
think
knock
it's
people
fine.
out. Like, I
The
don't...
club?
Like, just basically, like, I'm not trying to kill
Does it help?
people. I just want to knock them out.
Um...
I think it's up to you, technically, if that's gonna
I'm okay
require-
with it in this situation, just because who you're hitting is just, it's like an unarmored, just average person. Like, it's not unheard of that you'd be able to just try and, like, hold back a bit at your level in skill, you know,
Yeah.
to not kill. So I'm fine with that,
Sure.
if that's what you'd like to do.
Yeah, so that
I'm
guy's
going to do this
knocked
instead.
and then I'm gonna step forward to here. Well, actually, so the person to the way south of me, they look like another commoner. Like,
Yeah, they have a club. This one had a pitchfork. The one to the south had a club. Even less effective.
I think. Well, we got 2 up there. I'm gonna shout over and say, "Can you protect her?"
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I was planning on going and healing Vemrak.
Okay. I just step up to get right in this commoner's face and kind of
Okay.
glare at them,
Okay.
and that's my turn.
Okay. This guy is up. Vimrak coming at you. A pitchfork.
Still no dice.
16.
That's my AC.
Okay. And then John, he's gone. He's fucking out. Ivan,
If it is my AC, doesn't it hit?
I do defender wins usually.
Okay.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Rapier. Ivan has been all talk and fucking useless. Observer, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and move up to Vemrak, and I'll put my weapon away so I can cast. Just target him. Cure light wound or cure wounds,
Okay.
and heal for 7.
Those are cool dice.
I can't even
Alright.
see him.
I wonder why.
Sometimes if you reload, it fixes it.
I tried reloading, but it didn't do anything.
But I found that dice mod is kind of hit or miss.
Anything else,
I
Observer?
can't even see the dice mod. No, my turn's over.
Ha. Alright. Arena is going to move down. She's going to yell up at you, Royce, just because she knows you're up there and be like, great job! And then she is going to swing rapier at the commoner here. She has no intention of knocking people out, and she's going to hit for 4 and just pierce this commoner like through the chest and kill them. She's going to look at you, Toto, just like absolute like adrenaline, you know, pumping battle, and look at you and like I can appreciate the thought, but you fucking attack me as I do what I'm trying to do, and I have no remorse for you. She's gonna move up here. That'll be her turn. This commoner is up. He is going to swing at the fucking weird ass robot cloaked Jedi thing and miss. Ismark is up. He is going to go here. He's going to look down at Ivan. He's going to be like, Ivan, I never thought we would meet like this, but I never thought your cowardice would get to this point either. And I'll have no problem cutting you down here. And he is, going to swing out. And he's going to hit. And he is going to do 10 damage and kill Ivan where he stands. As he pulls the sword out, he's going to look at the remaining commoners as he steps up, and he goes, any of you think this fight's worth fighting? You have nothing left to live for. Throw down your arms and leave. One of them wishes to do so, the one to the south of you, Observer. Do you allow him to leave? And Vimrak, do you allow him to leave?
Yeah.
Vimrak?
I'm gonna roll for this.
Okay.
I'll say I'm pulling a page out of Toto's book. How do I do this? Oh, so I'll say odd. I kill him, or I try to.
Okay.
Even, I let him go.
Okay.
Yeah, I let him go.
Okay. As he runs, Arena steps out and tries to kill him. And she does. She kind of looks at her brother with a little bit of sort of distaste and says, tonight is not the night for, what's the word? For mercy. And she'll kind of like just pull her sword out of the person, and Ismark doesn't seem to really care much about it. And then he is going to swing at the commoner below, and he is going to hit and most likely kill and kill. And then I'm just gonna call it. Yeah, well, Royce, you can finish it up. You're up, Royce. There's one more alive.
Alright, I'll
And
flip
also
my
behind you, guy.
hunter's mark over to him.
Oh, well, Periwimple's here, but he is blinded and on the floor and crying. So we can deal with him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna attack him.
Yep, that guy's dead.
Yeah.
Minimum damage is-
Use one of
yeah.
those special arrows like that explode or something. Yeah. Yeah, lay it on him. Another silent
11 damage.
Another silent arrow comes precisely flying from the darkness and the fog, and pierces this remaining commoner. I'm gonna stop combat now, as Periwimple is basically just on the ground and sobbing. Sounds something similar to the boy that you guys met in the Death House, Thorn, although much deeper and obviously in a much more menacing body, if you will. But
Before combat ends, I don't know if you need
Uh-huh.
combat for this, but I would like to attempt to put manacles on him.
okay, he
I'll help too.
just roll a strength check.
With
The best.
advantage.
Sure. I'll give you advantage as Observer is helping.
As they're doing this, I would like to hop off the back of this roof here and be looking in the windows all stealth-like and see if I can find the uncle.
Okay. if you roll me a perception. Okay, you kind of hear like a window like move to the north. The window that would be the most visible to this entire like area. So you presume that there's somebody currently at that point in time in the house itself. So if you wanted to run up there, you could. Is that what you want to do?
I'll call out
Okay.
to the group and tell them that there's someone in the house, and then I will, I'll run up there.
Okay.
Were we at... Sorry.
I'm gonna do this kind of as this is happening, just because Bill Draft is sort of watching, presumably his nephew here. So Royce, you run up to the window and you see that it's been occupied like within the last couple seconds, but your footsteps, if any kind of movement at all, is heard enough. You don't know if anyone knows you're there, but it kind of startles whoever is in there. So you don't see anybody in the window itself, but it looks as though it's been disturbed, and the window is currently open now at this point, which it wasn't initially.
Can I also do a perception check to see if the cart or the... It was a cart, right?
You can see the cart. It's fine. Like Arena was kind of like moving it up before she moved. Like Toto's been like watching. Nobody's really moved that far from it. It's undisturbed. It's fine.
Were we able to put manacles on Periwinkle?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm gonna take Periwinkle. I'm gonna stand him up.
Okay.
I'm gonna start walking him over in the direction of the house.
Okay.
Or excuse me, in the direction of Bill Draft's store, and
Okay.
I'm gonna pull out my hand axe and hold it to his throat and just say, "How much do you value the life of your family?"
There's no response initially.
I'm gonna go ahead and heal
Alright.
them up again.
I'm gonna... Ooh, 12? Wow.
Royce, are you just like on top of the roof, kind of looking over the cusp, like into the window as best you can? Are you like on your stomach? Are you?
So as I'll have like originally looked over to see what was going on in the window, and then I'll just stay on the roof and try to be as stealth-like as possible, listening for any movement, trying to follow any movement throughout the house, making sure that they don't leave the house through any back entrances or whatever.
Okay. Fair enough. Go ahead, Vimrak.
So I didn't get a response the first time, so I'm gonna yell out, "Bill Drath, you coward, come out here!" And then I'm gonna cut, like just make a very, I'm just gonna cut the arm of Periwinkle just to like get him to scream if I can.
Okay. Ismark and Arena sort of, they're listening, but they're kind of going over the coffin and they're just securing it, moving the cart kind of up to the main group, so it's kind of all centralized at this point. They kind of look over. They don't look like stoked about what's going on, but they're not going to say shit, especially considering what the group just did for them, obviously. A voice can be heard rather feebly from inside as it kind of yells out. As you guys have been fighting too, you'll notice that any kind of lights or happenings that were inside of buildings now seem to be completely silent. Anyone who wanted to be involved in this presumably has become involved in it. So the city itself is really back to being very quiet. So any noise you do make, know that it is traveling far, and it is probably heard by most of the town. Bill Draft's sort of whimpering or weakened voice kind of calls out and goes, outsiders have really no business here, and there's no reason to murder my nephew. You know he's a simple man, and he planned none of this.
If you want to meet the same fate that Ivan did, stay in the house and I'll come find you. If not, make your way outside. No. Why? What? Just
let me give you gold and leave me be. This village means nothing to you guys. Just to bury your dead. Time is ticking.
I'm gonna slip off the roof and sneak in a back window opposite of wherever I think he is in the house.
The other window is closed. The one that initially the light was seen by observer. You presume that you could tinker with it and get through it if you wanted to try that, or you could brute force your way through, but that would be noisy. So it's up to you.
I'd like to. Well, do I see him moving up to the?
Yeah. You can tell just by his voice that he's preoccupied, and you presume that whatever other room this is in, the two-story building, that he's probably not in the same vicinity of that other window. It's probably in a completely separate room.
All right, then I'll just go through the window.
Okay, I'm going to say that it's going to take a little bit of time just to get through it, but just with your basic, your tools and things that you have on you that you can kind of break in, basically. It's not your first time, doing this. So, but I will say it's going to take maybe a little bit of this conversation before you can kind of get inside fully, okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
So he responded, I think, Vimrak, you haven't. Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Periwimple over to Observer, and I'm just gonna start going into the house to drag Bildtrath out.
Okay. He's like, fine, I'm coming. Just let me put a coat on, for Christ's sake. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm just going in the house. Like I'm ignoring everything he says, and I'm going towards his voice.
Okay. So the front door is locked. It is a shop. Of all the locks in the city, it's probably one of the best. So it will take some strength to get through. Let me look up here.
I mean, usually breaking a door down, I think, is what, like, strength athletics that's just trying to do.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get an idea.
You just kind of pick a DC based on...
Yeah, go ahead and just roll. I mean, there's really no time constraint here, unless he's got some secret tunnel or something. So I'm going to say at this point, Royce, you are in that room. Vimrak, go ahead and roll a strength check and just kind of tell me what you're going to do. Are you going to kick it? You're going to use an axe? You're going to...
First, I'm gonna try to just Spartan kick it open, see if I can hit it.
Okay. The kick doesn't do much. It rattles it a little bit, but you can tell, you're like, I'm a big, strong man, but someone's put some money into this door, if nothing else, in this town for sure. So, Royce, you are in the next room. You perceive, you can hear the shuffling and kind of the ramblings of Bildtrath in probably the next room. So I'm gonna give Vimrak one more strength check to see if that door comes down or gets any further, and then Royce, you're gonna have an action where you can probably close the gap and do something to him in that moment. A 15 is gonna start some splintering. Vimrak, the lock itself is holding, but it's a pretty good door. It's gonna probably take a couple more hits at that strength to do. To start getting some actual damage done to it. Royce, you are kind of crouched in this. You probably surmise that it's probably Periwimple's room. There's a lot of simple decorations in here, nothing too crazy. A bed, a dresser, a mirror here and there, with some toys and an assortment of weapons and some oversized large clothes that kind of point out this is probably his room. Coming across your vision here, the candle is still lit. Did you want to blow it out?
The candle in the room is lit?
Yeah.
And is there a door leading out that's open, closed?
There's a door that's open, leading to a hallway that sounds like Bildtrath's probably about to cross it.
Then yeah, I'll blow out the candle.
Okay. He is going to cross that door frame, not really take notice of the candle being out that he initially had lit, and then you have a chance to kind of do whatever you want. He's not expecting someone to be inside the house.
Alright, I'm just gonna walk up behind him and put my sword around his throat and just drag him outside.
Okay. He almost like pisses himself. He's so thrown off. He's walking to certainly some unfortunate circumstances and doesn't expect the stealthy sword coming from his nephew's room, to say the least. So Vimrak, you can continue to bust on that door, but in the next like 15 seconds, your buddy Royce is going to appear, holding holding the old Bildreth as he's sort of whimpering and kind of crying out, you know, from curses to "let me pay you" to "just leave me the fuck alone."
I'm just gonna walk past and go drag him up to Ismark and just kind of throw him at his feet.
Okay. Ismark, Vimrak, you're fine with that?
Yeah.
Ismark's gonna look down at him, and just kind of, he's just gonna initially just barely even look him in the eyes and just say, of all the people my father trusted in the help that was handed out to you and your family, being able to function here in such a town as this, it's despicable that you would send your nephew to do your dirty deeds. I'm sure you were paid off to supply the fucking pitchforks that the dead now lay in front of your house. He's like, I will negotiate the terms of you being here and lock your ass up for as long as I possibly can. But I have matters, and I must get my father back or up to the church at this moment. He looks around and just says, like, someone shackle him, throw him in his own house. He's a weasel. He won't be able to get out of that. For Periwinkle, he looks at him. He's like, we probably should take him with us. He's strong enough to potentially break out of whatever shackles we put him in.
Vemrak is just I'm gonna search Bildreth,
Okay.
just to see what gold he has on him.
He doesn't actually have any just gold, but he's wearing some like very nice like rings, and he has like a pendant that he keeps on him that looks to be like of a personal memento. But on his person, you can find like probably like let's say like four, a mix of like gold-based rings that some of them have like gems in them, some of them are just bands.
I'd like to bring him with us. If we're moving forward to the church, I'd rather not leave him behind. I don't know about you guys.
Ismark just looks over and he's like, I understand the concern, but finding him again, he won't be able to pack up all this shit anyway, and I doubt anyone's going to come to his aid at this point. Whoever he paid off or whoever paid him to try and help the situation, he just kind of looks up and he's like, I prefer not to deal with him at the church, to be honest with you. If he dies or someone comes and loots his entire place, who gives a fuck? It's up to you, though. I've trusted you this far, and we're all still standing, and none of them are, except those that we spared. So I trust your judgment.
What do you guys want to do?
What he says.
I think we can leave him here. I do want to loot his house, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't want him going back in the house. I'll spare his life, but we're gonna take all his stuff.
At this point, I just want to get the body and get us to.
Ismark looks up and
go.
realizes, like, he's like, I have no problem with you guys making out monetarily very well, but this is the only store we have in town, so it would be detrimental. Someone needs to run a type of store like this, and many of the things he's acquired have come through, you know, the township knowing that he's the only merchant here. So I prefer not to get involved in talking about money at this point in time, but I also prefer not to have our only real shop in town looted to death. But that being said, it's not as if you don't deserve it, and we can definitely discuss that in the morning.
Alright, let's move
Yeah,
on
I'm no
to the
bandit
church.
or thief.
Neither am I, but I am a mercenary. And I do expect payment for the blood I've shed today.
Ismark looks up and gratefully is not seem disrespected at all by the comment, and he's like, absolutely. You will be paid more than you've ever been paid before.
Sorry.
And then
So Vemrak's just gonna like give a really good punch to Bildrath, like in the side, and hopefully break a rib. You know.
I mean, that's
and
up to you, less than me, Mr. Strength 20. If you wanna, I don't know if
Yeah.
you can choose how many ribs to break, but you can definitely break some ribs.
Yeah, I would like to break a rib.
Okay.
One to 3 ribs is ideal.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna like grab him by the scruff of his neck, and I'm gonna say, like, you've taken advantage of the people in this town for too long. If I ever catch you trying to screw anyone over again, I'll be back for both you and your nephew. And I just like push his head into the ground,
Yeah.
step over him.
He, like, Ismark looks up. He's like, I'm happy you didn't break the door. Let's find his key, lock him in here, and anyone hearing this now, I don't think they'll be challenging us much. The church is just further up the street. So I can we can keep an eye on it or watch it, but again, the priority is still.
Yeah, we'll pick
to
him
the
up and
cemetery.
we'll pick him up.
Okay.
We'll put him into. I'll take just some rope, and I'll tie him up in the house and tie him into something sturdy, like a.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's like crying. He's like, oh. He's like, well, he's coughing and spitting, and he's reeling and reeling in pain from the broken rib. But he's also like, spouting bullshit like, oh, I'll starve, I'll die in here, and Ismark like calls out. He's like, we're gonna be gone for 6 hours. So shut the fuck up. And then like turns over to his possessions in the coffin and starts to like just march it back up the street, hoping that anyone else heard that, as he maybe tries to assert some dominance in this town still, after everything that's gone on tonight. So, anything else you guys want to do here?
I'm good.
Okay. You guys have been kind of fighting, kind of in the vicinity of the inn. No one's really gone in and out at this point. It's been very quiet. It has stayed that way at this point. You do see inside the barkeep that you recognize has been like observing everything, but has little intention of coming out or doing much about it. The first of you that makes any sort of real eye contact, he like shoots down as if he wasn't looking. Ismark and Arena notice this and have no problem with it. It's assumed that anybody that's awake or interested at all is listening. So you guys can make it to the church at this point without any issue. Let me... the chapel is in shambles. Oh wait, I'm sorry. That is the wrong thing. Atop a slight rise against the roots of a pillar stone that supports Castle Ravenloft stands a gray, sagging edifice of stone and wood. This church has obviously weathered the assaults of evil for centuries on end and is worn and weary. A bell tower rises towards the back, and the flickering light shines through holes in the shingle roof. The rafters strain feebly against their load. So you guys approach. Anyone want to do anything specific as you guys approach the church?
No.
No? The priest, Donovich, is sort of outside. He is
Can I have a
awaiting...
perception check?
Yeah, what are you looking for?
Just anything, just checking for any movement, seeing if anything's out of the ordinary.
Yeah, go ahead.
Remember this map?
Remember this map?
Yeah, I
Whoa,
used it
does
once
it-
before.
I see a
Is that it?
really weird giant hand.
Yeah, check my stream.
Giant hand?
It's observers like bio. Look at this shit.
Oh, I gotta see this.
What the fuck? Let me see.
Yeah.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Try refreshing.
That's weird. Did that change it?
He's refreshing.
I'm trying.
Yeah, now you're good.
Oh boy.
Is it still weird for you?
Oh, I run 2 windows, so I'm hoping it actually works. Okay, there we go. Cool.
Cool. So you guys approach. The priest is out front. He kind of looks at you like nervously, as he can see all of you have seen battle. He goes, "I see the town wasn't so keen on you making it here. I heard the shouts and the sounds of battle. I hope all of you have made it, at least those that were arriving here." Ismark looks up, not in really the mood to talk at this point, and says, "Help us get the everybody inside. We have some stuff to discuss, but I think some peace and rest would be nice for all of us." Donovich sort of respecting Ismark more than you've seen kind of any local respect him, because he is technically in charge. Others haven't really seen it that way. Donovich kind of bustles down the steps and is like saying prayers over and over again, and is looking around, just trying to grab things that he can, and all of you can shuffle into the church if you'd like. That is where Ismark and Arena enter.
Did I perceive anything out of the ordinary, unusual?
No, you did not.
Okay.
Heavy wooden doors of the church are covered with claw marks and scarred by fire. Take note of that. The doors open to reveal a 10-foot wide, 20-foot long hall leading to a brightly lit chapel. The hall itself is unlit, which is where most of you are right now. And then to each side of the hall, they lead to adjacent chambers through closed doors. You can see that the chapel is strewn with debris, and you can hear a soft voice from within. Never mind. Suddenly, the prayer. Never mind. I should have read this before I started reading it. That was just describing. That was just describing Donovich praying, but he's no longer praying because he's talking to all of you. So in here, this is the chapel. The chapel is in rough shape. It says shambles, and obviously the art is very much so. It is not as bad as it looks in your guys' reality. Most of the pews are destroyed and just unusable, but there's enough for you guys to sit in here and kind of set up your things, and kind of like sit down a bit. But however, most of them are kind of destroyed, but there's not like wood and fucking shit everywhere like the actual picture describes. There are candles in here that are putting light everywhere. At the far end of the church is a claw-scarred altar, behind which you now see Donovan praying and kind of looking to you. He's in soiled vestments overall. He's not really wearing anything super fancy. And then next to him hangs a long, thick rope that stretches up into a bell tower, which none of you have heard since you have arrived. So Donovich is sort of looking like nervous and worried, but he's happy you're here, and he's just like not really trying to make small talk because it seemed like Ismark wasn't really into that initially. You guys get the coffin inside with the help of Vimrak again. Is that fine?
Yep.
All right, and let's just say the coffin kind of sits here to the side, and then Donovich now kind of looks up as you guys are getting settled, and he's like, "Please, no, we have a ways to wait. This is typically where the family and the loved ones can mourn until the ceremony at dawn. I've cleaned up as much as I can, and I apologize for the overall mess, but." You know, it's not been very it's not been used much. So yeah, Ismark kind of looks up a bit like out of, a bit impatiently, and is just like, yes, thank you, priest, thank you, Father. Whatever you have here, whatever you've done is enough for us. We just appreciate the place to get the ceremony done correctly. I hope you've prepared for it, as it's been quite a hassle getting this far. He looks around to all of you now, kind of turning his back to Donovich the priest, and is like, does anyone need anything I can help with now that we have made it here safely? Someone makes a point to close the front door, by the way. And the horse in the cart is left outside, and now you guys are inside. For those with the people with perception of 16 and anyone that has 14 and up, You get the uneasy feeling as you're looking through the floorboards and some of these parts that there is some movement down below. Your initial reaction would have been rats, or some kind of rodent, but you know that you've heard screams down there from Vimrak, and so you're kind of like anticipating something at this point. But as far as you can tell, as far as you know, it's been completely normal. And Donovich, while he seems a bit odd and secluded, and a bit nervous, that nervousness seems mostly to be from the fact that he's got a big job to do and doesn't seem like he really does his job often, considering the layout of the church that you guys currently find yourself in. So Ismark is kind of looking to you guys and just thanking you, and just kind of like trying to fully process like the shit that just went down like a matter of minutes ago, as he's like sitting down and pulling out like a drink and talking to his sister and healing her or dealing with her like slight wounds that she took in the battle, and just kind of shaking his head, like cursing Ivan along the way. Donovich looks up from the altar and is like, if anyone needs prayer, I'm more than happy to do it. Prayer is very, very powerful. Even more than swords and magic. So if anyone needs it, please just let me know. And then he kind of just looks at Ismark and just says, please let me know if there's anything that you need. And now we start the ceremony, if you will, just waiting for the next until dawn. So you guys have a good idea that at this point it's about 6 hours until dawn, so you've got some time, basically.
I'm gonna run for a sec. I'll be right back.
Okay, I'm gonna do the same. Let's take like a 5-minute bio, and we'll come back.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Welcome back.
Did anything happen, or did everybody take a quick break?
Shadow took a break.
Okay.
I'm back.
I'm here. I'm just smoking.
That.
Hmm?
So what was that?
That was a burp. But I didn't have my mouth open. So, you know, just a rumble.
Test.
Yep.
It works.
Who are we waiting on?
Shitner.
There it was again.
Or what was again?
Nothing.
All right, I'm back.
Cool. I believe we're all good.
Welcome back.
We're all here.
How much longer are we gonna go? Grim's gotta go to sleep soon, I think.
What do you think, Grim?
Well, I guess the question is like, are we about to kick off an hour of crap, or are we about to kick off a little bit of crap?
Yeah. It really depends on you guys, honestly.
Because I can probably go till about like 30, 40 minutes my time. Because I'm just gonna be a fucking hazard
30,
tomorrow.
40 minutes from now, or 30, 40
Yeah,
minutes
so like
on?
like 1 o'clock my time is about where I have to just hard stop.
Let me. Let's keep going.
Okay.
There's a couple places I think that are pretty relatively easy to stop at going forward. So the biggest thing definitely was that, street interaction. So you guys settle in. Donovich the priest is just steadily kind of praying. You hear him mutter things like glory, warmth, morning Lord's grace, and he's just kind of whispering to himself and then kind of talking a bit louder. But he kind of seems in his own world, and it's sort of like for the first time in a couple days, at least a day, you guys have just sort of had like time to just relax almost. You've been in the church now for about, let's say, like 5-6 minutes, and everyone's sort of getting sort of comfortable, if you will. Ismark's sort of leaning over on one of the pews that is working. His sister is next to him. They're both bent over and they're praying, sort of sitting out on the pew. They're praying. They don't look like they want to be necessarily disturbed, but everyone else is kind of free to do what they'd like. There are, I think you guys can see them. Yeah, you guys see the doors here. There are some doors at the entrance that you came in through. And yeah.
Guess I'll take a short rest to get my wild shape back.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a short rest and recover some hit die.
A long rest is 8 hours, right?
And how long did it say we're gonna be here?
About 6. 5.5 or 6.
As
Yes.
long as we don't do a full hour of combat afterwards, right? Or...
Typically, go fuck yourself. But, so most of you are gonna just kind of find a spot and just kind of lay down and start resting.
I'm not gonna lay down, but
I'm trying to see if I get spells back.
you do not get spells back.
Not from a short.
Last year.
Yeah, you just get health.
How long is the long? 8 hours?
8, yeah.
Okay.
What, 6 hours and then what, 2 hours of light activity?
I mean, it's yes. Although I think probably you would want to get the spells back at the end of it, not at the beginning of it.
Yeah, for sure. So, another 5 minutes. You guys have been here for about 10 minutes. Anyone else doing something specific? Everyone's just quote unquote resting, whatever that looks like.
I'm trying to observe the priest to see if I recognize what religion he is practicing.
Morning Lord, for sure. Which you're learning more and more about as you've been here. You've heard about it in passing, but you're not super familiar with it, just because its rituals here or its influence here might be sort of have evolved in sort of a bubble as well. So You're hearing some things that make some sense. You're hearing some things that sound like something you would agree with or think about yourself, and then kind of goes off to an off shot as well. You do, however, hear the priest. Where's your token at?
Next,
Toto?
right.
Oh my gosh, you were like so hard to see.
I need a border. I should give you a bordered token.
No, it's fine. I think it was just that it was over that wood. It was like your
Where's Ismark?
right here.
Can't see him.
Oh, what?
I can.
That's weird. On one. Whoa.
I can't.
So I have 2 screens. One screen can see Arena, and
What's
the other
going
screen
on?
can see Ismark. But I
Should I like reset mine?
Probably.
What's the hotkey?
escape, and then reload.
That reset for you guys?
Nope.
I don't know.
I can still not see Ismark.
Did you guys refresh?
Not yet. We're doing
Yep,
one
good.
screen at a time. Hey. The day the music died.
Maybe I really should put some time into updating to the newest patch.
The lighting is
Good
a
idea.
lot cooler.
Is it? Okay.
It's there's a lot more subtle options, but it's good. It's also supposed to be a lot easier on the client side.
Okay, cool.
I haven't had any major problems with it, but you will want to do it, like, give yourself a day or two just to fuck around with mods.
That's what I figured. Yeah. I figured I'd give the mods time to update too. I didn't really want to do it right when I saw it because I was like, nothing else may be ready to switch over.
Oh,
So,
almost everything has been updated.
really? Okay.
Like, a lot of the main mods are all good to go. If you have weird side shot mods, they're small ones, they might be
Maybe
fine,
not.
but, yeah.
Okay. So at about the 10-minute mark-ish, you guys are sort of relaxing, whatever that looks like. Toto, you are hearing what I mentioned. A ear-piercing, shrill scream comes almost like bursting up through the wooden floorboards below you. It echoes for a bit. All of you jump, except Donovich, who sort of like tenses up and like puts his head further down, like on his forehead's like almost on the altar now, and he begins uttering this prayer that you think he's probably said now as quickly as he's stating it, hundreds of times. Arena and Ismark kind of look at each other, look over at you. The scream stops, and you hear nothing again. Donovich acts like nothing's happened, but he's kind of in his own world. Ismark and Arena kind of look at the group, and they don't really know what to say. Ismark kind of whispers like, another potential hiccup in this whole process, and just kind of looks back down again, sort of uninterested in pushing it further, at least at this point, and continues his prayers that he seemed to be rather into, as if he was sort of going through like a ritual or some type of almost like pre-designed like prayer he was going through. It's almost like he kind of restarts it. The rest of you are very much so thrown off and uncomfortable with the situation, and you can act as you will.
Father, what's in the basement?
Hello?
He's dying. There you go.
Fucking mic, dude. Like, sometimes I just touch it and it's like, yeah, you're gonna die. Donovich looks up and he's speaking rather like erratically now, and he's not. His demeanor hasn't changed like he's like possessed or anything, but he's just sort of like, nothing. The basement. Morning Lord's grace is grace and peace. The warmth and light. More warmth and life be on all of us. And then today's an important day. We can't bicker back and forth. Don't let the Strahd's evilness consume this holy place. The warmth and light. And you mentioned he says Strahd seems to not have any problem with it. And then kind of at the end of that statement, the same, maybe more guttural, and from a slightly different position down below the church, scream comes out again. Ismark now kind of sits up a bit. Donovich sort of ignores you again, Toto, and continues his prayer. His head is now like actually on the altar itself, and he's muttering this very quick, very rapid, prayer that it's almost hard to even understand what he's saying. If you guys had to guess where the initial scream was, it was probably somewhere in this area. Now it seems to kind of be like under Royce, or sort of more central to the building itself. Ismark and Arena kind of exchange glances, and they look at Donovich and they go, Donovich, there's something going on here. Is there a way that we can pray in peace? There's probably not a way any of us can rest. Is there a way to maybe handle or subdue or maybe calm whatever you got going on down below? And all of you note that there will literally be no way to rest if that noise keeps happening. So even a short rest will not be possible at this point. Your
Time
rest.
to get sleep.
It's not about sleep. It's not even about that you can't sleep. It's even, I think, I'll say it affects you the same way. Just because it's a moment of like peace or calm that can't be done with the current screaming, if you will. Toto, that door opens up. Donovan seems to take no notice. It is unlocked. This dirty room contains a wooden bed with straw-filled mattress, next to which rests a small table with an oil lamp burning brightly on it. Mounted above the bed's headboard is a wooden sun-shaped holy symbol that you recognize as being from Morning Lord. Let me get a light in there for you, because I didn't have that ready. That's a bad light. Let me try one more. There, that'll be fine.
Okay, I'm just gonna start looking in these rooms.
Okay. Donovich does notice that room being opened, and he's like, sir, I never caught your name, but please, just stay in the main foyer here, or the chapel. This is where the morning, morning is in like morning, not rising sun morning, ceremony is taking place. You do open that door, and inside it is dark. An old desk and a chair stand against the south wall, a wooden holy symbol mounted above them, a sunburst, again like the one you've seen. A 10-foot long iron rod attached to the north wall stands bare, suggesting that a tapestry once hung here. Against the far wall stands a wooden cabinet with 4 tall doors. You can see in there a little bit. Yeah, it's dark though. Donovich kind of speaks that, and then kind of just assumes it's going to be listened to, and then
I'm just ignoring him. Like, I'm
okay. This room is dark as well. Time and neglect have punched holes in the ceilings of this moldy room, which contains a few broken roof shingles amid puddles of water. In one corner, set into the floor, is a heavy wooden trapdoor held shut with a chain and a padlock. A young man's scream of anguish can be heard through the door as it breaks out again, kind of startling everybody, and the scream is now sort of taking place very much more central to this room now. It sort of followed you, Toto, maybe not purposely, but it has either way, to this section. Donovich does not seem to have noticed. You open that door as he's now almost on his hands and knees, kind of praying up against this altar, actually from the other side. of the altar, so he has no vision of you at this point, Toto.
Okay.
That room, this dirty, lightless room contains a wooden bed with a straw-filled mattress. Mounted above the bed's headboard is a wooden holy symbol.
So there's
Ismark and Arena don't seem to be terribly interested in pressing it. They're just getting more and more frustrated, it seems, with not being able to do the peaceful, hopefully, kind of ceremony that they were hoping for. But their patience does seem to be possibly waning overall. The rest of you can be as ticked off, as annoyed as you'd like to be.
Is that
Ismark.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Toto.
Oh, is that thing locked?
Yes, there is a chain and a rather large padlock over the trapdoor itself.
So I'll come over here and say quietly, like, there's a trapdoor that's locked shut in that room. Down to the basement.
Ismark, what are we dealing with here? What is this?
Ismark kind of looks up, probably the most annoyed you've seen him today, but he doesn't seem to show it more than he has to. He looks at you and just kind of shrugs, like, you just like, I really don't know. You probably believe him, but Arena is just kind of shaking her head, and just trying to like keep to herself and just pray. And she's crying at this point, probably just because of the memory she's going through with her father, and trying to make this be a peaceful ending to this. Ismark is just kind of at awe overall.
Donovich, what is this screaming? How we can't simply ignore this. What is beneath the church?
He doesn't react to you. He's at this point almost like his full face pressed to the other side of the altar that you're looking at. You can't see him fully, and he's got like, you just kind of see his head kind of moving a bit, and you hear his muttering and his prayers. You hear words again: glory, warmth, light, grace. Thank you. Please, bring glory and warmth and grace to this place, and just the same mutterings over and over again.
So you're not going to mind if we go down through the trapdoor and see what's below?
He continues praying.
Should we go check this out?
Sure. 1 sec. I want to search this room to see if there's a key in here.
Sure. Roll a perception check for me. Give me a second for that one. Give me 1 second. So mostly what you find in here on the desk itself, there's some desk drawers, obviously. Inside those, a few sheets of blank parchment, along with a couple of quill pens and dried up jars of ink. You find like random hymns and church type books that look like they've not been opened or used in years. The wooden cabinet is a bit conspicuous just because it's not a normal piece of furniture you see often. It's rather large for the room that it's in, and just in general. It has 4 individual doors on it. Inside there's a tinderbox, a few candles, some other well-used books, and that's about it.
Okay. Oh. Yoink. Well, you guys want to check this out?
I mean, yeah, I think we need to. Royce, you want to see if you can pick the lock?
Yeah. Do I need to roll for that?
You have lockpicking tools?
Yeah, I do. How do I do that?
Sorry, I took a big bite. Give me 1 second. Is it sleight of hand for lockpicking? I cannot remember. What do you roll for lockpicking? Worst team ever. What do you usually do, Grim?
I'd probably do sleight of hand because that's Dex plus your proficiency bonus, right? So it would be Dex plus your proficiency bonus.
And then you do. Okay, yeah. Go ahead and just do a sleight of hand.
So, my dex is... okay, +4. Never mind.
And then your proficiency bonus, which is probably like a 2.
I don't think I have a proficiency bonus.
Everybody has a proficiency bonus. Unless you... yeah.
It was at one point a decent lock. It's been in here for a while. There's a lot of water in here and stuff. So there's a bit of rust and kind of the lock is sort of seeing some degradation, if you will. However, all of you in this room have sort of started to catch Donovich's attention. You kind of hear him mumbling as you guys are tinkering in here. Ismark kind of looks up and notices maybe too that there's no one here and goes, Donovich, they're just looking around. Everything's fine. You can kind of hear like the tone where he's just like over it, you know. Donovich, however, starts to kind of, you know, muster down this hall and looks in. He's like, please, this area's off limits. There's no church business in here. It's just all in the main room. Please, I can pray over you, or I must insist though you leave here. It's not safe, as you can see. There's water and roofing on the floor.
Then tell us what the fuck is down there.
How are you saying that?
As an angry orc, intimidatingly.
Okay. Go ahead. Roll it. He breaks down immediately, hits the floor, and starts to weep. He just said, "Please, please don't hurt me. You can't judge me all you will, but it's my son. It's my son down there. His name is Doru. Just please leave him alone. Morning Lord is going to help him. He's gonna bring him back. He's fine. He's fine. Just please leave him alone. He's my son. He's okay. He will be healed. I know it. I have to know it. Morning Lord will save him."
What's going on with your son? What's wrong with him?
No, nothing. He's just sick. He's very contagious. Please, just it's why he's down there. I haven't fed him today, and that's why he's crying out. That is not a cry of I need food. Not at least not normal food.
I was gonna say the screams that we heard, were they like of human nature? Or...
Yes, but human nature is a good way to say it. Normal human, no.
Well, I don't have to worry about contagions. I'm a robot.
Okay. Well, it's very it's very dark and it's unstable down there. Please, it's contagions aside, it's just not safe. Let us just finish the ceremony and you guys can be on your way. I promise you that the Morning Lord is going to heal him. He is. Another scream comes out, now echoing in the room just below you guys. You can hear it just kind of echoing through. Donovich again, almost immediately kind of stops crying. The tears are still rolling down his face, but he begins his prayer. Again, this time louder, more intensely than you've heard him do before, to the point of where he's like talking normally now, going through, please, save Duro, witness his light, his warmth be upon us. All this kind of talk still.
I'm gonna.
What's going on with this lock?
The lock it's probably gonna take some time to pick, but it doesn't look terribly strong.
I'm gonna go ahead and like intimidate him to give me the key, or like just search him.
Okay. What are you going to say or do?
Give me the key,
Go ahead and roll it.
and I won't have to hurt you. Let's see. That would be intimidation. There it is.
That's enough to do it. However, it does kind of spark Ismark's input now. He kind of mentions, like, Observer, I trust you. You've done immense work today and over the time you've been here. I appreciate it, but please, we do need Donovich in a reasonable, situation for him to perform the ceremony tomorrow or in the morning. So whatever you do, just keep that in mind. Almost like pretty heartless, considering the guy's like on the floor crying, and now he's pulling out a key and handing it to you, and just kind of sobbing to himself. But
Tell him if there's anything I can do to help, I will. I do have healing magic.
There's no response from Ismark. He's just back to praying.
Not to Ismark, to the.
Oh, okay. He's just kind of crying to himself. He looks up and shakes his head.
And I'll go up to
I'll go.
Ismark and say, look, we can go down there and try and deal with this, or we can leave it alone. I don't think those screams are gonna stop if we don't figure out what is happening to his son.
Aren't you a cleric?
Yeah, I am a
My
cleric.
mic died again. I'm sorry.
Can't you like do ceremonies and put people to rest and stuff?
Kind of. Like, I can put a spirit to rest, but I also don't know if I have that prepared today. Let me go look at my... I think there's a spell ceremony, but I don't know if... I gotta look at it. I gotta look at my features. Got turn undead. Damn it. Stop it. Toto. Yeah, thanks. Stop it. Sorry, I'm trying to find ceremony here. Yeah, I don't have that prepared right now.
That's something you could do.
It's something I could do after a rest. I could swap out ceremony, but I can't do it right now.
Okay, it's worst case scenario. We don't need the priest.
Doesn't this have to be done by a certain time?
Yeah, I don't think I can get that up and ready by morning. Because we've got like 5 hours.
You're talking about don't need
Okay.
the priest for the ceremony or don't need the priest for something else? My mic keeps dying. I think it's fine now, though.
Alright, talk about the ceremony.
I mean,
Ceremony, you need the priest.
yeah, I don't know this ceremony. Like, ceremony as a spell is just like it has a bunch of general functions. It's not like I know this particular Barovian thing. It's more like,
Well, I don't. Let me look it up. There's actually a spell called ceremony.
yeah, that's what I was looking at. So
Oh,
ceremony,
it's not-
Either way, you wouldn't have it.
I don't have it right now. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So like funeral rite, you touch a corpse, and for the next 7 days, the target can't become undead by any means short of a wish spell. Atonement, bless water, coming of age, dedication, funeral rite, and wedding.
He already can't turn dead. He's been gentle reposed.
No, I mean, like, if to do it to somebody else, like, I can't go to a living person and put them to rest. Or, like, if there's an undead creature in the basement, I can turn undead, but I can't, like, right now, I can't magically remove undead from somebody.
Interesting. I would say overall, like this being a spell, like you could probably figure it out if it was something you can actually cast. I didn't even know that existed. That's pretty cool.
It's a pretty cool spell. It's a first level spell that's
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of like role playing aspects. To
Yeah,
that for
it
sure.
really
It's
is.
cool.
I did not prepare ceremony because I figured we might need other stuff right now.
Okay, so I don't think I missed anything major. I just, I don't. Yeah.
How am I doing with the lock?
I have the key now.
Yeah. Observer has the key.
I'll just toss you the key and say that this will probably work better.
Oh, I just got it.
As the key hits you, it goes click, and then you got it. Nice.
Okay,
Right.
guys, we going down?
Open it up.
Who's going down? You look down below. There's a very short-ish ladder to what seems to be a raised platform in a very dark room that then has stairs heading to the north. So tell me who wants to go down, one at a time, and I will move you there.
I will allow the perceptive robot to go first.
Yeah,
So are
I-
you going first?
I can go first. I don't have dark vision, but
Okay.
Oh, I do have dark vision. Why am I
Your
turning on
token
partial?
is not correct, though. You have no vision at all down here right now?
I have like 5 foot,
Okay,
like
cool.
black and white.
Gotcha.
I should have 300 feet of dark vision.
Are you going down?
Oh yeah.
Could you like
What's
cast
your,
something on me, like light
what's your
or something?
total 300 feet of dim vision and 0
No.
bright?
300 bright is what it would be.
300 bright?
Yeah.
And then
It's
300
like
dim?
special.
It doesn't. The dim doesn't matter.
Because bright's over it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of.
Let me see. Hold on a second.
Being out of his way.
Don't move. God damn it! You see that token already, huh?
Yep.
Let's see shit.
Fuck! I thought it was dead. Oh, you don't see that token. It's not there. The church's undercroft has rough-hewn walls and a floor made of damp clay and earth. Rotting wooden pillars strain under the weight of the wooden ceiling above. Candle light from the chapel above slips through tiny cracks here and there, allowing you to glimpse a gaunt shape in the far corner.
Allowing me to?
Mm,
Sounds like it's not completely pitch black.
it's not. Fine.
DM angry.
There you go.
I'm gonna
Can
move
we move?
to the bottom of the stairs, trying to get a better
Anyone
view
else
of
going
this
down?
guy.
Yeah, Vemrak's going down.
Yep, I'll follow.
Donovich can be heard up top, just sort of like praying and yelling, like, "Don't hurt him, please, please, Doru, they can help you, they can help you." Whoever gets closest, you kind of see this shifting sort of creature in the corner going back and forth.
Can I perceive his teeth?
No.
So I guess there's no recall knowledge in this game, but like, do I recognize what Domu? Like, do I? Trying to figure out like. Does he just look like a person, or does he look?
No, he looks undead. Ish. Like on his way there. Give me 1 second. Shelby needs something real quick. He doesn't look healthy for sure. But in terms of like exactly what it is, you're not like positive right off the bat. I can still talk while I think my headset's gonna hold. So
Nope.
You're breaking up.
Well, I'm definitely not equipped to remove a curse. That's not something I know how to do yet.
Alright, I'm back. So yeah, you guys see a medium-sized humanoid-ish creature kind of like trying to hide from all of your line of sights, and that gets obviously very difficult as you guys sort of split up and spread out. So it's kind of like it's sort of hissing at you now, kind of as Toto makes that next step towards him being as close as he is. And don't forget, in the background, there's the continuous sort of cries and prayers of Donovich from above. Just, leave him be. Don't hurt him. Morning Lord. On and on and
on. Can I do a perception check and just see if there's like blood or anything down here?
Sure. You see almost nothing down here. No feces, no blood, no food, no nothing.
So no obvious signs that he's been like fed human remains or anything.
It's like surprisingly bare.
Fascinating. All
So
right.
how long does this last? Okay. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, well, sleep is useless to try and actually put it to sleep. That's annoying. Because sleep only lasts for a minute. So I want to get a little closer and try and figure out... Like, I'm just trying to figure out what is actually up with this dude, if there's any way I can figure that out.
I think you were here, or did you move 1 or 2 squares?
I moved 2 squares.
Okay, any movement from here, move 1, just so I can keep up with stuff. So, go ahead and move forward 1.
I'm now at the 1 spot forward from where I was.
Oh, okay. Then you're fine there.
Okay.
No, you're fine. So Doru, if you will, or it, sort of almost seems to like he turns his back and looks at the party, kind of focusing mostly on you, Toto, as you're closest, and starts to just climb the wall that is up against the back wall that he's on, rather effortlessly, and then kind of hisses under his breath now the first words besides the scream you've heard. And he just says, "I can smell your blood."
I think he smells your blood.
Yep.
I don't have any.
Doru, what happened to you?
He ignores you and continues to kind of climb up the wall. A bit concerning now, considering the pillars in line of sight. The walls down here, it's about 10 feet down. And he is about, let's say he's like fully on the wall, about 4 feet up, almost like stuck to the wall. It's effortlessly sort of climbing up the wall at this point. He ignores your question overall, though.
Seems like an unnatural beast. Cleric, do you have any way of fixing this?
No. Mechanically, any spell that could undo this is way beyond where we're at.
Well, I don't think this morning god, whatever deity that the priest above is praying to, is gonna do the job for this one. So, do you guys want to ignore this thing, or do you want to end its misery?
Well, I think it's going to be pretty hard to A, try to rest, and B, try to complete a ceremony if the screams are going to continue.
Just so you know, the ceremony is outside. The overall, like you go outside and Maudie goes outside. There's like a we'll say at some point, like this was explained, but you go to a gravesite and like it's a full blown like a modern funeral rite basically, but there's just the whole stuff beforehand that has to take place. So it's not necessarily that, you know, this creature would ruin that ceremony. It's just definitely going to make the next 5-6 hours a living hell.
I guess what I'm trying to figure out is I think I, as a player, know. I think I know what Doru is, but I don't know if my character would know.
I'll say at this point, considering that the blood statement, he's some type of vampire-ish.
Yeah,
that's
like,
pretty easy to deduce for you.
Yeah,
exactly what, if it's a middle ground, or if it's like a full-blown vampire. The fact that there's nothing down here that it seems like he's ever eaten anything, and he obviously is in enough health to be running around down here. But the whole, I smell your blood, he seems pretty intent on that, kind of makes you think that.
The priest to complete his job
maybe
above.
Maybe we go upstairs and decide if we want to deal with this in the morning.
Yeah,
I think that's probably best.
Like, and I say that with some disdain. Like, I obviously want to deal with this, but there are other pressing matters.
I'm very unhappy leaving a creature that's
so as you guys retreat,
cycle.
Duro does crawl along the ceiling towards. He doesn't like lunge for the hatch, but he kind of gets closer and he's like, blood, give it to me.
Yeah, okay.
I don't have any.
He's like, not you, but the others. It's fresh. I need it.
Let me go get some. I'll be right back.
Yes. Yes.
Scurry everyone up the stairs.
Okay, you guys can do that without any real issue. He's like kind of watching from the middle ground of the room, but it's not likely that he would be able to jump there and somehow get out. All of you are back up?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. How do you secure the door now?
Lock it.
Just lock
The
it
key.
up again? Cool. So for the minute that you're upstairs now, it's gonna be basically constant screaming.
Yeah. I probably need to turn in.
Okay, that's fine. I kind of wondered if we could get to that point. It's a very good time to stop. So I'll make a little note here. You guys have sort of witnessed what's down below. Donovich is happy that you've come up and he can still hear the screaming. At least he's not dead, but is kind of looking at you for like answers or solutions. And yeah, I'll just hype up that.
I'll just tell
we're good.
as we come out, if he's watching us, I'll just say, "Let's
Yeah,
talk
he's
after.
watching.
Let's talk after the ceremony."
He looks at you and almost as if he like kind of winces at the concept, like he doesn't want to, but also realizes there's little choice and just kind of agrees to it, and then just continues praying. And watches whoever locks the thing, make sure it's done correctly, and then kind of like requests the key back. Do you guys give it to him?
I mean, we can always break it to get in anyway, so I think that's fine.
Okay.
My 2
Take it
cents.
happen for now.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks all. I'm gonna go to bed.
Thank you guys. Yep.
Yeah,
Have a good
thanks,
night.
y'all. See ya. Thanks for running, chat.
Yeah, for sure. Have a good night, guys.
Bye, bud.